Hi there, it's Toshiba here with the Joyful Warrior, just coming on to say hi. I actually filmed an update like in November and then I got sick and I never uploaded it. So I'm gonna try to remember what I said. I'm up in my bedroom, so I don't really even have like my stuff so I can show you what's been working and what's not. But I did want to give a quick update on what's been going on in our homeschool this year. So I tend to do that. Like, I don't make a whole bunch of videos after school starts, and usually that's a signal, sorry, this shirt is really bothering me, that homeschool is going well. Well, that happened again, but for much longer than expected. So the year has been going really smoothly, which is a plus. And we're moving into more of a like relaxed, still eclectic, still mostly eclectic, but kind of relaxed in some areas. Not, majoring on the minors, so to speak. We still are using master books for Bible. So if you want to go back and watch that video to see what our choices were for this year, we chose master books for our Bible. We are still using that. We're not using the whole morning basket the way that we thought we would. But we used a couple of books out of there a week. The answers, not answers for kids. We don't use that one as much anymore. We're using the answers in Genesis, which was like, I think it was like Sunday school curricula actually. And it's working out really well and the flow is going awesome. That's going well. We're also using Beowulf's grammar is going well. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about that. I received the language arts in exchange for an honest review. And so with that, we have not been using the language arts since the first, or maybe since the second month of school. It just wasn't a smooth transition, but we are definitely using Beowulf's grammar, which is the one that I actually paid for, and my kids love it. I have a video that I'll add in here. I think it's 23 helping verbs. Okay, let's do the helping verb song. Go.
Helping verbs, there are 23. Am is are, was and were, being, been and be. Have, has, had, do, does, did, shall, will, should, and would. There are 5 more helping verbs, may, might, must, can, could.
Jingle to it, to like jingle bells, and we learned it before Christmas, but they've been singing it ever since. They actually have it memorized now. But we were using Simply Charlotte. I could be wrong. It might not be Simply Charlotte Mason, but it was the first language lessons, just the part that has you memorize what a noun is and what a sentence is and things of that nature. So I kind of put my own jingles to those words, and not just those words. There were some in the Logic of English from years ago I used with my son that I also put to a beat. So anyway, I'll upload the video so you can see what I'm talking about. Beowulf's grammar is going so well. It's just that the problem with there wasn't a problem with the language arts, and that there were so many moving parts and pieces that I had to be prepared. I told y'all before, like, I am not like a super prepared homeschool mom. I like open and go, and it's definitely not, it is open and go if you get all the stuff beforehand, which I had done, but you can't keep those library books that long. So have you purchased every book up front, which I don't think is required because there's like 50 books, which would get very expensive. If you could be the kind of mom, and I started out this kind of mom for the first month, that you could plan your library trips week in, week out, and what books you needed, great. I'm not that kind of person. I learned. I used to be before there were 5 kids, but now, So I couldn't use a language arts where it would be consistent. So we are just using the Beowulf grammar. They love it. It is super hands-on, tactile. Even though that's not my thing, it turns out that's just the best way that they learn, and I'm learning to go with the flow with that. Not a whole bunch of assignments. At first it felt that way. There was a lot of cutting, and my youngest son doesn't have the best fine motor skills, and so he's always chopping stuff apart, but I still I make extra copies and I still let him do it, and I cut an extra one so he can glue it properly. But that's going well. Also, we're still using Beautiful Feet. Not loving it as much as I thought I would. It's Charlotte Mason inspired. I wanted to go there. It's doing its job. It's very story based, all of the things. And I do have some other history add-ons. So there's that. But I wanted it to be full and of itself. But I knew, if you go back and watch the video, I ordered an African American history package, and we're getting into that now because it provides some balance and some truths and not just one-sided opinions. So it's not there's a channel that I watch, This Gathered Nest, and she talks about like we don't want to shoe shine, I think is the analogy she used, history. We want to tell the facts but in a gentle way. And I like that, and so that's why I got both curricula to try to balance that out. The African American one is a little more in depth, a little stronger, I would say, more for upper elementary, and I do use parts of it in and out of there, and we get other perspectives. We also go to the library occasionally and get some of those who was, who were, what were type of books to kind of balance out what Beautiful Feet is doing, because the Beautiful Feet curricula that I purchased for fairness was for 1st through 3rd grade, and I have 3rd and 4th graders using it. So it's kind of on the slower end, the more gentler end of history, and the other one would have been too high for my 3rd graders. So I found a balance. I love the books. They're beautiful. They're really easy to read. They're easy to listen to and learn. Their favorite so far is Life the Lucky. We did that one the first week of school, like the first month, and they still recall all the things that happened there. They did not like Christopher Columbus at all. They didn't like learning about that. And right now we're at the end. We finished Pocahontas and we just finished the Jamestown, like a diary book. And we're moving on to Pilgrim Stories and also Pilgrim Stories in the African American one. So anyway, enough about that. I do, like I said, love Beowulf's grammar. It's really interactive. The kids all love it. I don't know how to give a review without saying that it's amazing. I don't have any examples, but if I can come up, I don't even have pictures that I can show you. I'm so unprepared, but I had like a moment of silence to myself. So I got a new computer for Christmas and I thought I'd record on here and see what it looks like. So there's that. Also, so the vocabulary, remember I wanted to love it? Well, I put it on a hold and we don't love it. I mean, we loved it at first and it was great. My daughter and my eldest son love it the most. Those middle three, I mean, those 2 boys in the middle and that last son, they're not into vocabulary, and it's like, it's not something I want to force, but it can get pricey if you just keep adding it every month. So I stopped it from coming. So we have like 4 months worth because it's meant to be done a word a day. That did not work for us. We did probably a word every other day so they could, put it to memory. I'm going to try to revisit that in the new year, but we did it for the first month of school and then we kind of got away from it. But we didn't even get through the whole first rack of words. Yeah. #fail. So we're not doing that as often. The geography is also going super slow, but that was only meant to be done one semester. We finished one of the books only, Paddle to the Sea. They loved Paddle to the Sea. It's not making them understand because I'm guessing this was written for 1st through 3rd grade. It wasn't supposed to solidify places in America. It was just giving them the gist of it, which it needed to be a little bit more left brain logical for my kids. So we're doing the 50 states coming up towards the end of February. And so I think that'll make more sense because now they're very familiar with like Michigan and the rapids and that type of thing, but they're not familiar with much else yet. We just started, I say it backwards every time, Tree in the Trail or Trail of the Tree. But the books are beautiful. They're beautifully illustrated. So that's Beautiful Feet. That's going okay. It's not like I'm not jumping up and down. Also, we're using, so we got sassafras because I'm trying to jump into the Charlotte Mason head on with zoology. It was great at first, but then it's really boring. They don't love doing the side dat. They don't remember the facts. So it's turning into all copy work of the facts that they should be able to write on their own. They're capable. They're just being a little lazy and they're not accustomed to the Charlotte Mason method. So there's that. So my son, that's another story. I'll wait till another video. Also, we were doing, what other subjects am I leaving out? Okay, so my son finished Rebecca Math and we're super excited to start Saxon, so I bought Nicole the Math Lady. So the videos that she makes are for Saxon. They're wonderful. I just don't know that Saxon is the best fit. I'm making one of the middle twins do it because he was a little behind. He was a Matthew C kid and his twin was an Rebecca kid, so Rebecca was way ahead of Matthew C because, spiral mastery. Well, Saxon it is spiral like Rebecca, but it's like a half a grade behind. So where we are, it's just not working out the way that I thought. I love Nicole the Math Lady. I love the videos. I just think if you start with Saxon, then it's almost like, it's not like teaching textbooks, but in the sense that it's like a little bit behind the others. Like the scope and sequence is all the same, but the information is lower in the beginning, like way lower, and then you have to kind of pick up. So for my one who's advanced in math, it is behind, so I could start on lesson 50, right? It's not like that because they taught negative numbers and Rebecca hadn't taught negative numbers yet. So it's not seamless, which is normal for any curricula, but it's not working out the way that I thought. But I still love Nicole the math lady, and it's working out great for my 6th grader, but it's not working out so well for my 4th grader. And I just started my 3rd graders on it since it was a little far behind. Well, it's about halfway through the scope and sequence of a normal 3rd grade, like a CLE or a Becca. So it's too advanced for them, but conundrum this week. There's that. And that's math. Math is never easy. But the best thing is that we recently finished, was it Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim? They loved it. It's the only book that we've gotten through this year. Every book we started, they hated. We started another one they hated. That's not going so great. I don't like that. Don't enjoy that at all. So we're not doing like a specific language arts curricula, but what I did buy to replace the language arts from Guest Hollow was writing rhetoric, and we've only started it like in November. I think we started it, so we've only done chapter 1 and 2. We should move a lot quicker through it, but they don't love writing. My daughter loves it, and one of the middle twins, Dylan, does, but the other ones are just, they don't love it, and I don't care. It's really great material. It's breaking down to the bones of writing and teaching them how to write, and this is more creative writing and fiction, and so they should love it. But if they're not writers, they're not, but they're going to be using it because I think it's wonderful. And if, they just have to press through. I also pulled out some other stuff that I use, adjunct here and there. My youngest, who's dyslexic, is just kind of sitting along with us through some of the lessons. He still uses the good and the beautiful for language arts for some of his stuff because, we have to keep fluency going with him. But that's not every day. Also, my eldest was in that hybrid school. We took him out of the hybrid school about, October. So he's been home, and I'll just do another video on him altogether because it's a whole lot. I just don't want to go into it on this video, but that's kind of an update for you guys. I don't want to make the video too long, hence it's already 11 minutes long. I just wanted to get on and say hi and that I am still here, but when I'm not recording, that means that homeschool is going really well and I don't really have a bunch of time. I can make the videos, but I don't have a whole bunch of time to edit them and get them up. But I just wanted to stop in and say hi to all my homeschool peeps. I also got asked to do a couple of collaborations. I've never really done them. I'm not bad or good at them. I don't know how, but I apologize for the one. There's one that I missed because my whole house was getting sick and we were sick right before that. And so it's just been tough lately, but getting on. But life is pretty good. Homeschool is great. Another tidbit is that my kids want to go back to school next year. So I think I'm only going to have one at home. So that's interesting for us moving forward. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day, and hopefully I'll make some more videos. I'm actually going to record another one after this for my 6th grader, but anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.